It's a great day today, and that's why Hornet and I are celebrating it by heading over to Fleetopia, one of the greatest places in farming. And it's a great day today because of what you can see at the top left corner of the screen. We have been parasitized, and not only have we been parasitized, we have been given a parasite in a way that is fully impossible to ever remove. You can see the crest clear as day, and you can also see clear as day the completion of the Infestation Operation quest, a quest which was initially designed to remove the cursed state and grant you the Witch Crest, but it doesn't seem to have done so, curiously enough, in our playthrough. That is because I have found a way to complete that quest in a way that does not free you from the cursed state. And this is a great thing, one, for challenge runners who want to just remove any ability to get rid of this state. Two, for people who like the Witch Crest moveset, because now that is the only moveset we will ever be using in this playthrough. And three, for members of my Discord server, / people who enjoy my channel. Because if you ever hopped on over to that Discord server, you'd see we're big fans of the Twisted Bud over there. And as people who love the Twisted Bud, we do not want to have the Twisted Bud inside Hornet's body stabbed repeatedly with steel spines. So, we made it fully impossible to do so. And I'm making this video to show you how you too can accept the Parasite pill and accept the Lord and Savior Twisted Bud into your body forever. It is a very simple way to do so. And if you enjoy this kind of content, whatever this kind of content is, please subscribe, and I'm gonna go right into showing you what to do. So obviously, the first step for any parasite enthusiast is to find the parasite in the wild and bring it back to its mother. And in case you didn't know, you can very easily find the Twisted Bud in bile water. And like I said, Silksong's been out for months now. If you don't know this, I'm pretty sure someone else has a faster video to tell you so. But something that a lot of people don't know, and I think is a very cute detail, is that while the Twisted Bud will normally whine incessantly, you can play it some calming music, and it'll start crying a lot quieter. You see, the Twisted Bud is nice, it's cute, it's someone you want around you always, so why would you do something so terrible as get surgery done to kill it and give Hornet's body full control over its powers? No. We want the Twisted Bud to be with us in its own safe and healthy way always. And that is why we can keep it in the inventory like it, and it will be safe that way, but I think it'd be even better to integrate it into our body fully. So that's what we're going to do with Hornet. And Hornet's fully on board, don't you worry about that, dear viewer. After you've completed Graveroot's first quest, you can take the Twisted Bud over to her, and that would normally start the whole series of events where she gives you the Twisted Bud as a parasite, and eventually you try to remove it. However, we are coming over here with bench storage being the ability to do a lot of actions that you would normally only do on a bench. Now, I've gone over how you activate bench storage a ton recently, so I'm going to give you a real quick version. You save and quit before you sit on a bench fully, and you reload at a save that's not a bench. There you go. You've now got bench storage. And having bench storage is important, because it allows you to pause in circumstances where you're not normally able to. And having that ability really messes up with the game design Team Cherry intended, especially the quest system they created. Now, in the process of explaining this, I sadly did have to give up the Twisted Bud. That is an inevitability. I did want to see if I could use pause storage to save and quit after getting killed by Greyroot, but before waking up in the Witch Crest room. And if I was able to do so, I would also be able to avoid the entire process of getting cursed entirely. Not that I want that, of course, but I just was looking to do so out of curiosity. But what I found was that it is impossible to pause during all that you are seeing on screen right now, even with bench storage activated. And once you get the ability to pause again, they gray out the quick to menu option. I don't know if you're even normally allowed to pause at this point, but they've still deactivated the ability to quit to menu, which is Hey, I've got to give credit to Team Cherry. That's good forward thinking on their part to activate a flag that you can't quit the menu even when I don't think you're able to pause normally there to begin with. So yeah, you can't avoid the consequences of giving up the Twisted Bud, having it implanted in your body. However, that's not what this video is about. We wanted ourselves to be cursed, quote unquote cursed. We wanted ourselves to be blessed with the Twisted Bud on our person. And now that we have that, even after going through all of that traumatic experience, we still have bench storage active. And you can see that clearly when we get hit and we pause. Because the game thinks we're on a bench, we're still healing. So now, let's go take our bench storage self and completely mess up the progression of infestation operation that would normally let us remove the curse. I haven't really explained what the value of having the ability to save quit anywhere is yet, so let me do so briefly. Now that we've accepted infestation operation, the normal progression of the quest is just going to get the steel spines, bring them back to Yarnaby, she accepts them, then she does the surgery. However, what a lot of people don't think about is that there is a direct progression from the quest being completed to the surgery cutscene being played. Once the quest is turned in and completed, there is a brief conversation after that before you actually get the curse removed. So if we can save and quit on the quest completion, but before the cutscene, we can delete the cutscene. Because normally the I forgot I'm in Act 3, so Benji and Kroll are dead. I salute you, gentlemen. Thank you for your service. I will be destroying the spines you saved up forever so that I can keep myself with the Parasite. Well, the best teacher is experience, so I'm coming back to Yarnaby, and let me show you how you can complete the quest for her while maintaining the Parasite inside of you. You see, the wish granted text is up on the screen, so in the game's memory, now the quest is completed for the save file. However, because we save and quit the game when we're not supposed to, we've only saved the quest being completed. Because we're no longer in a conversation with Yarnaby, the code normally says you complete the quest, the conversation continues, and then you get put into the cutscene where the Parasite is removed from you and you're given the Witch Crest. However, we've interrupted that process, so we've reached the flag to set the quest to be completed, as can be seen in our inventory. However, we skipped over the entire process after that by just leaving Yarnaby and going back to where we saved previously, which is where the Witch Crest is. So, let's see what happens when we go back to Yarnaby. Normally, after you complete infestation operation for Yarnaby, it becomes completely impossible to enter her bell home again. So I assume that's what would happen here. However, because we are still host to the Parasite, it seems the game will just allow us back into Yarnaby's home. But we've completed the quest. So what happens when we talk to her now? She gives a interesting line of dialogue and then asks for the spines again. But interestingly enough, we saved the process of giving her the spines, so they're not in our inventory anymore. So theoretically, if we could get the spines again, it should be possible to go through the cutscene as is intended. However, in case you don't know, dear viewer, there is only one copy of Steel Spines in this whole game. Benji and Kroll have them, and whether they're alive or dead, if you've taken them from them, I don't believe they're going to be regenerating a new pair to give you. And it does seem like I can continue to go visit Yarnaby, so even though the quest is completed, the game is in a weird state where it's still trying to get me away from my infestation. Team Cherry really just hates people who love being infested by parasites. It's a cruel injustice, I know. And in case you were curious, this is after everything that just happened, and no, the Steel Spines are not back. So Yarnaby is now asking for something that is impossible to get, which means we can never get rid of our infestation. So given this game is in a weird state now, where we are infested, but we've completed the quest, I wanted to see if anything would be abnormal with the standard parasite interactions. And obviously, Ava is not one of them. She will continue to kick you out. Come on, Ava. I'm sure the Parasite being added to your body could do great things for you. Hey, it gives you a new moveset. I'm sure that'll be very useful for all the combat you get up to stuck in one place forever. No, it's not working. It's alright, Hornet. We don't need to help her. Let's get out of here. Well, in my mind, the other obvious thing to check would be all the unique NPC dialogue options. And these are all Act 3 ones, but normally all the infested dialogue options tell you to seek out Yarnaby, and we've already done so. And yet, it seems we are still being given those initial dialogue options to seek out a physician, despite Hornet knowing this physician and having gone to see this physician already. So, this is certainly one matter that Team Cherry did not predict when they were writing dialogue for all their characters. Some of them still make sense, like the shop dialogue doesn't specifically point you towards Yarnaby. I believe it just says to go to Pavo, which still makes sense, in a sense. But yeah, I think it's fair to say at this point that everything else is standard for a parasitized interaction. And we will continue to have no ability to change our crest. We will continue to have the quest complete for Infestation Operation in our inventory for the rest of time. And because there is no way of redoing this quest nor getting more steel spines from the start, this is our life. So we've successfully done it. We've integrated the Twisted Bud into Hornet's shell for the rest of her life and the rest of this playthrough. And this is an Act 3. So it's even better, because this is also a softlock. If you didn't know, you cannot go to fight Lost Lace while you are infested with the parasite. So not only do we get to hold on to our parasitized state forever, we get to softlock the game. The two things I love the most have been achieved with one simple glitch, and I couldn't be happier. Thank you everyone for watching. If you want to join the Cult of the Bud, join my Discord. Have a good day.